Am I live? Am I live? Let's see. We are live. Very fantastic. Hey, everybody. We made it to yet another Wednesday. Thank God. How is everything going? Let's see who we have today. We have Mr. Roy. How you doing? We have Patty. How's it going? We have Mr. Payne, John Payne from upstate New York. We have Blue, how you doing? Great to see you from Long Island. And of course, Roy is from New Jersey, fellow Jersey guy. Eric, how you doing? Great to see you, sir. And then we have, who else we have here? Mr. Diekman, all the way from Wisconsin. Great to see ya. That is fantastic. And so glad you're here, Eric. And let's see, is that everybody right now? No, that's everybody who is somebody, right? If you're here, you're where you need to be, and this is a great group. So, part 4 of Painting Maria. So, this is a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to talking with Hey, Mr. Nameless Subscriber, how you doing? Great to see you. How's everything? Okay, so right now I have a different lens on here, dun dun dun, right? So I decided to go ahead and put on a 10 to 18 millimeter lens, and it's not bad because I could zoom out and zoom in. So I could actually, if you want to see it from an aerial point of view, and then I can also zoom in and zoom out there, and I can pretty much get a little more information for you. Mr. Tone, how you doing? Great to see you, Tone. Eric from Texas, always a pleasure. Texas is a great state, my friend. Love Texas. I was a big Dallas Cowboy fan as a kid, you know. And let's see, so we have a great group today, and you know, that's so important. It's not the amount of people, but it's the quality of you really amazing people, and that's what makes me excited. Makes me excited to do the live streams. I mean, I really enjoy it. See this overhead light right over here? That's got to go because that will change the color temperature of the room. I'm getting really really fancy in my knowledge of light, you know, not always able. Raul, how you doing? Great to see you. How's it going? So how's everybody's artwork going? How's everyone's artwork doing? Please let me know in the comments right now what you're working on, how you feel about it, that kind of stuff. It's not just about me and my painting, it's about you and your painting as well. So we're in week 4, and during week 4, we start coming in with the darker mixtures. And a while ago, we adopted the detail mixture, which is even lighter than the light mixture. So that means that now we're going to be working with the detail mixture and then the light mixture, always with our 2 airbrush system. Reason why we have a 2 airbrush system is because if you just have 1 airbrush going with, let's say, the light mixture, you might do medium mixture stuff with the light mixture because you don't want to go ahead and, you know, dirty up another airbrush or whatever, so you try to maybe circumvent it. It's just human nature. So my 2 airbrush system, during maybe like 6 to 8 hours into a painting, that's when I would actually start coming in with the 2 airbrushes. So I'm keeping myself, got to keep Tim honest, you know. We don't want Tim using the light mixture when he should be using the detail mixture, and vice versa, right? And oh yes, it's all ready. Everything is ready. It's going out tomorrow, my friend. I promise. And there's going to be a lot of free stuff with that, so that's going to be exciting. And since you waited, I'm going to actually, and you've been like really amazing, I'm going to shower you with gifts. So that's going to be good, my friend. So thanks for your patience, Eric, always, you know. let's see who else. So I'm so glad you gave me the opportunity to make an airbrush for you. It's so important. And let's see what we have. We have, talking about their paintings, John Diekman says slow. Now, slow, is that having to do with your artwork? And let's see. Oh, you're welcome, Eric. It's going to be great. And when you are also going to send you a video on how to put it together when you get it. Not put it together, just put the needle in and adjust a little thing here, but it's going to really tune that airbrush. Because I always send the needle separate. And so when I send the needle separate, I just show you how to put it in and how to adjust the trigger spring and all that. So that would be cool. And non-existent, John says, as far as his artwork. We got to change that, my friend. And nameless subscriber says his is coming along, but needed a break from it, working on an octopus with tentacles wrapping around a woman, and the whole thing is spilling out. Oh, wow. So that seems very ornate, and so definitely I could definitely see that. Can't wait to see what it looks like when you're done, my friend. I know you're going to do a great job. Wendy, how you doing? Good to see you. I'm so glad you're here. And so I'm so glad you're here, Raul. Raul, you're doing some amazing work out there. Unbelievable. Raul hails from New Jersey. He's doing a motorcycle racer. And I know that's not the right word. Forgive me. But what a great painting. I mean, unbelievable. You are a fantastic painter. And Mr. Tone is doing some amazing stuff with his sneakers. Oh, wow. Yes. So I'm looking forward to seeing what you do with the skulls there, Mr. Eric. Okay, so remember, even though I have the light mixture and I'm going to go dark, but remember my whole philosophy. And that philosophy is basically when you start off with the detail mixture. This way you're not making big decisions in the beginning. Getting warmed up like a relief pitcher coming in the ninth inning. He doesn't just come in there and throw the first pitch. They give him like 15 warm-up pitches, you know. So that's cool. And so, okay, so now I used a program called Pure Ref. And it's really fantastic. I always recommend that every week. Every week, Pure Ref. Hey, Mr. Leahy! How are you, my friend? Good to see you. Mr. Leahy is out of Ohio, so I'm getting all the locations for everyone. And Miss Wendy is from Texas, or as they say in Spain, Tejas. And Nameless says, anyone here use the orange airbrush forum? Not me, my friend, but I hear good things about it. Okay, so now we're going to darken. Good to see you, Mr. Leahy. How are you? How's everything, sir? And we're just going to keep coming over here like that. And then we're going to darken this just a little bit. And you see, even though we're just darkening, these are transparents. And with transparents, as you lay one layer of tone over it, it gets cumulatively darker. Let me go ahead and focus this correctly. There we go. So how is the sound quality? How is the picture quality? Let me know. And Mr. Leahy and his squeaky chair that he has on his live streams. That's a famous chair. You shouldn't fix it. That's important. It's sort of it's part of your whole shtick. I love it. Let's see here. Okay, everyone's saying hello to Mr. Steve. If you haven't checked out Mr. Steve Leahy's live streams Mondays at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, and he goes over a lot of stuff, gives a lot of great information. So that's on Facebook under Steve Leahy. Definitely don't miss it. You will definitely be tuning in all the time. So definitely do that. WD-40. Oh yeah, for the squeaky chair, huh? So once we do that to one eye, we got to go over here to the other eye. Now notice the eye on the right. If you look at the reference, it's very, very low contrast, and the edge is almost non-existent to the rest of the eye. So as people, as humans, we always try and put in detail that's not there because we have to see the rest of the eye. But no, you have to always pay attention to what's going on. Even you have to fight your instincts. And anyone who's been painting for a while knows how much of a battle it is to face your instincts to make things look logical. And it's like you have to fight that. And the more you paint, it doesn't go away. You still have to fight it over and over again. You can recognize things like that quicker, but you still have to fight it. There's no way around it, you know? There we go. Been working on some edges, which is fantastic. So edges are important. So here's the hierarchy: line, shape, edges, shapes, values within the shapes. That's the hierarchy of what I do with my portraiture. Whether I work in color, whether I work in airbrush, whether I work in inks, whether I work in pastels, it's all the same. It's all connected. That's why drawing and painting, it's really hard to decipher. If you're doing them both right, you really can't decipher it, as far as what you're doing. There's really no difference. You're solving the same problems. The only difference is in painting, you're adding a tint. That's all. Everything else is exactly the same. The contours, the shapes, the edges, the shapes within the shapes, and that's it. Of course, there are other things to consider, major things such as uh, worrying about anatomy, worrying about perspective. Those are different things. See, I'm still going in with Mr. Detail Mixture here. I'm working on her nostrils. And now I'm getting a little more specific, not Pacific, specific in my shapes. And you see, when I want to get like a dark, distinct shape, I'm going to be really close to the subject. And when I want to go ahead and get more wispy and even tones, I'm going to move away from the subject. It seems very fundamental, but the fundamentals is, that's where the genius of your artwork lies, in perfect execution of the fundamentals. Just like in baseball, just like in science, if you have all your fundamentals right, other things will fall into place. But if you don't have your fundamentals right, if that game's not 100% tight, everything's going to fall apart. So fundamentals. Master distance. Master my ink mixtures, because my ink mixtures are the one things out there that are going to be consistent every time you paint. So every time you pick up the detail mixture, you don't have to do anything. It will be consistent. Same thing, light mixture, medium mixture, it will be consistent. If you work on them with my airbrush, you will have consistency because you will have the same pack valve. You'll be using the 25 psi. So if my work is a system, my whole approach is a system to get you on point in your fundamentals. Think of me as a boot camp, right? A boot camp that's going to take everything that you learned wrong and just sort of, polish you into an airbrush artist that knows about viscosity, knows about distance, knows about air pressure. all those different things, knows about a pragmatic approach to painting. You have that, you can do anything. You can work in color, you can work in oils, you can work in anything. So that's what I teach in my mentorship program. And those who are in my mentorship program, they'll tell you exactly what they're learning and exactly how valuable it is. So yeah, don't hold back with my students. They get 100% of everything. And it's so important, you know, it's so important to do that. And so let's, uh, make sure that you always polish up, watch good YouTube videos. But more so than watching good YouTube videos is that you want to have work in the lab. Whether you're practicing photography or painting or figure skating, you want to get uh, good academic knowledge that you get from a good teacher, but you also need to take the knowledge from that teacher and apply it in your lab. And where is your lab? Your house, your studio. And apply it and test it out and test what the teacher is telling you and bring that all together. That's how I learned. So my education was very hands-on, and I started my formal education in art, like formally with teachers at age 15 at the High School of Art and Design. And there I had 6 periods of painting a day, 6 out of 8. How amazing was that? And with that, I had teachers who were gallery painters and commercial artists, and it was just amazing. And I was able to gain so much knowledge. And then from there, I took art history at the University of Long Island University in Southampton. And then from there, I, I got a really great knowledge of art history that really helps me every day of my work. From there, I studied with Daniel Chard, and Daniel Chard was at Rowan University. Back then, it was Glassboro State. And then from there, I went for a semester with George Pasentino. George Pasentino was one of Frank Riley's student who used the Riley method, and I was at the Art Students League. Then from there, I studied 3 years with a full merit scholarship to the National Academy School of Fine Arts, and I studied with famous artists such as Harvey Dinnerstein and Ron Scher, and and now I have a really very strong fundamental knowledge of how to paint. So with that information, I'm able to go ahead and give you the fundamentals. And the fundamentals come from a very rigorous formal education. So you don't have to go to all those art schools that I did, but you can study with me and get that. So that's the advantage of studying with Tim. So I just moved to the light mixture, which is darker. So let's take a look at the light mixture and the dark mixture. So here is the light mixture. Here's light mixture. Dun dun dun. Look at that. Oh, where is it? Okay, there you are, dark mixture. And I'll just darken that. And then we'll see what detail mixture looks like. Dun 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 dun. See that? I would say that's one f-stop away for those camera people out there. So it's just one stop away in value. So think of this as like f5.6, and think of this, well, no, think of this as this would be like f2.8, and this would be like f5.6. So think of it like that. And very cool. Everyone's talking amongst themselves. That's what it's all about. It's not just about me. It's about getting to know each other and hanging out and camaraderie. That's what I want my live stream to be about. Very laid back, very reserved, very friendly, all of that. So here I am with the light mixture. And the light mixture is actually darker than the detail mixture. So if I zoom out, you can just see, here we are. And maybe I can lighten up a bit. Lighten up a bit, Tim. Okay, so we'll come here. Let's try something with the magic of the DSLR, huh? Dun dun dun. Brad, how you doing, Mr. Brad? Good to see you. So here's the magic of the DSLR. Look at that. Isn't that incredible? Unbelievable. It's the amount of, it's just, I'm flabbergasted. Let's see. Do I have to move this? I believe so. There we go. Look at that. Look at that, guys. Is this not amazing? Don't answer that. Okay. So now I can zoom out. I can zoom in, which is really cool. Trying to get the best angle for you all. That's what I'm trying to do. So it's so cool. We have Brad in the house all the way from Manitoba, Canada. So Canada is in the house. So that is great to hear. So good to see you there, Brad. And Mr. Willie, good to see you. How are you? All the way from Massachusetts. And we have Colette. Great to see you, Colette, all the way from Wisconsin. 2 Wisconsin people in the house today. That is exciting. So that's cool. So once again, we're going to come in with the light mixture, but we're going to start with the eyes again, right? That's what we're going to do. Let me lighten this up just a tad. There we go. And so that's fantastic. So I'm so glad you're here, Willie. So glad you're here, Colette. And thank you, Colette. That is so nice. She says that Maria is looking beautiful. Thank you. And look at the detail that you get with this airbrush. It's unbelievable. Okay, remember I told you you don't want to do things with the light mixture that you need to do with the detail mixture? The 2 airbrush method makes that happen, right? The 2 airbrush method keeps you honest. So what I need to do in a detail mixture, I do in a detail mixture. I don't do it in the light mixture. But if I only had the 1 airbrush method after week 4, I would definitely be compromising. And compromising is not always good. Sometimes it's good, but not always. So I always tell my students to do this. And I'll explain in give me moment. So I'll go like here, right? And then what I'll do is I tell my students to do this exercise. This is good to teach you how to lower your pack valve, and work on spidering. And do several of these, because you know what this is doing? It's teaching you how to do eyebrows. So when it comes time to do eyebrows, it's going to be just like practice. So what you're doing is you're doing eyebrows in all directions. And that's giving you dexterity and control. So this is what I do. I start out with a dot, and then I do a dagger. Dot, dagger. Lower the air pressure. Increase your distance. So now when you're doing this, you're learning how not to get spidering. You know that you have to lower your air pressure, and you also have to increase your distance. So if you do 10 of these a day, I guarantee after a month, you're going to be kicking butt as far as technique, control, and not only that, technique, control, and you're going to be able to go ahead and do eyelashes on a live stream. See that? And that's basically why you need to do that drill. And that's what I teach my students. It's not practice, because practice does not make perfect. If you're just practicing indiscriminate dagger strokes, I don't know what that's good for. But if you're doing dagger strokes with intent to use it in real life painting situations, that's perfect practice. And that makes perfect. Oh, thank you so much, Colette. Colette says she loves the color line paper by Canson. Yes, go Canson team. And let's see. And Nameless says, I like the texture that paper seems to give the artwork. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, Mr. Nameless. This is like real fine art paper, right? This is the stuff that the artists use. Lots of generations of fine art goes into something like the color line paper by Canson. So it's not a new breakthrough or anything. It's something just like when you buy a pastel, right? Let's say you buy a pastel pencil and you get it from a company like Pitt, who's been around for a long time, Faber-Castell. So with that tradition, you're going to get refinement. And I feel that's what the color line paper by Canson is. It's refinement as far as the tooth quality and all of that. So I really, hey, Mr. David, how are you, sir? And David says, he says, hey, hey, sign that scrap paper and send it to me. Oh, yeah, definitely. The dagger strokes are really great, but always do dagger strokes with the mind of something that you would do in the form, right? Something you would do in your painting. And I think that would be really great. So let's say you're having trouble doing, something like this nostril. Do little dagger strokes to paint in, like sort of a dress rehearsal for the nostril. And I think that really works for me because I need to practice. I don't know about you guys, but I can't go without just doing straight practice drills. I have to, because if I don't, it will show up in my artwork, and that would be horrible. Hola, Andre, como vai você? How you doing? Viva Brazil! So Andre is a great airbrush artist, and he is from Brazil. Andre, you from tu estás? ¿Dónde es usted in Brazil? Sao Paulo or are you from Rio? Just great work that he does. Andre is fantastic, really fantastic. Let's see. Uh, Nameless says Picasso used to doodle on napkins and sign them to pay for drinks. Who knows? Might be worth something one day. And David says he's done. He is doing decent. He's sick and have a tooth pull. Oh man, David, I'm so sorry. Oh man, I'm so sorry you're not feeling well, David. Take care of yourself. I know what it's like to have a tooth pulled. Oh, Belo Horizonte. Yes, that's in the north. I hear it has very beautiful beaches. Belo. I remember down in Florida, I used to sell cameras at a camera store, Rich Camera, to tourists in Orlando, and they would say Belo Horizonte. They would say it so beautifully, Belo Horizonte. Like the way that Brazilians speak is just so beautiful. And thank you, muito obrigado, Andre, muito obrigado, amigo mío. Muito obrigado. That is thank you very much in Portuguese. Blue says, I'm sorry, oh, cool. So that's great. And David says 4 hours. Gracias. Gracias, Andre. Blue, thank you very much for the super sticker. Thank you. I appreciate that. Blue has been amazing. She has been so supportive of the live stream and the channel. And we can't survive without people like like blue. So thank you so much. I really, really appreciate that more than you know. Thank you, Blue. And I'm still in that. And so Blue is such a hard worker. She is doing such amazing, amazing stuff. Her work is just getting better and better. You have to see her Lucy that she did, Lucille Ball. Just incredible. She has come so far in her work. It's just unbelievable. Oh, love the gray color scale. Thank you. Me too. Yes. Yes, I love working in the gray scale. It's a lot of fun, isn't it? Definitely. And I'm just going to zoom out a little bit and we'll see the whole picture. And let me zoom in here. And what we're going to do is we're going to work on her lips here. Just darken this up a little bit. And remember, if you're getting too dark, no matter what mixture you are, just increase your distance, right? And if you increase your distance, you're going to get a much lighter value. So increase the distance, lighter value, you know. Yes, exactly, David. Blue is doing very well. Very, very well. And you see, I'm just darkening that up a little bit. Remember, don't do one value when the other value, and this is only once you get into like the 6 to 8 hour mark. You definitely want to have your two values that you're working on going at the same time. And and let's see. Okay, great. So as you can see, I'm going to come in again with Mr. Detail Mixture, and I'm just going to very slowly darken some areas here. See, what I'm doing now, as I'm slowly darkening areas, I'm building texture. And as you know, when you build texture, you do it slowly and you're going to get a nice texture. And it's going to have a lot of layers of texture. And all those different things really goes a long way. So okay, someone says to me, Tim, are you a photorealist? And I'm not really into reproducing the photos. I'm learning how to do photography. I can take photos myself. What I'm interested in doing is gaining the character of the model by using the photos. And that's different, right? I'm after the character of the model by using the photo as my reference. And that is a little bit different. So maybe, it's part realist, part caricature, that sort of thing. And so Andre says, Tim used Iwatas in the day. Yeah, so I use Iwatas in the day, but I found, great question. Thank you so much, Andre. So I basically now use Badgers. And with the Badgers, I was able to customize the Xtreme Patriot Arrow, which is a fantastic airbrush right off the bat. But I was able to, what's really great about Badgers is that you can mix the parts of several Badgers to get a airbrush that works just for you. And since I was working probably at least 10,000 hours with this particular airbrush, over time I kept doing these improvements and changing the backing, changing checking the needle, changing the trigger, putting a spring here, adjusting the valve, all these different things, adjusting the needle spring. And I came up with this airbrush. And the parts are so inexpensive that I was able to make this airbrush and sell it for only $149. And the thing, Andre, is that I can actually get this to do the same detail as the custom micron for $149. And that's why I share them with people, because people should know that for $149 you can get the kind of clarity that you can get with a $500 airbrush. So that's me, trying to bring precision airbrush equipment to the masses who can't afford the $500. Or if you can afford the $500, wouldn't it be better to get a really good airbrush and then also get something like a really good printer or some really good computer programs or a good computer, so or a good camera, so you can take the $500, spend $149 on this, and then you have $350 left over to do stuff that's going to help your painting. That's the best of both worlds, isn't it? To me, I think it is. So that's one of the reasons why it's always great to go with Badger, because the parts are a fraction of the cost. When I say a fraction, I do mean a fraction. I mean, the needle for this is like $9 and it comes with the nozzle. So isn't that incredible? The nozzle, so you figure the nozzle comes with the needle. So the nozzle is basically free if you think about it. And all the parts are really totally inexpensive. And Brazil says, Tim, Brazil dollar is 5 times real. Very difficult to buy airbrushes. Oh my goodness, I could imagine. That's very difficult. Yeah, I hope things get better down there for you, sir. Definitely. So I can definitely see it's difficult to purchase airbrushes. Oh, so Badger American pay $100. Oh, okay. So you actually get it for less money. So one of these days you have to try. I do ship this. I have one left, and I do ship it internationally. So if you do want to get one, let me know. Um, so uh, yes. So I don't know if I'm understanding you right. So this is 149 US. How much would that be in Brazil for you guys, sir? And I'm just going to darken around her hands right now. And this is a total freehand painting I'm working on right now. And oh my God, 5,000? Wow. That's a lot of money. Oh my goodness. Yes. So hold off on that. Wow, that's rough. Oh, like $80. Oh, $80 US? Okay. Oh, Brazilians love badgers. Yeah, there's a lot to love. And, you know, I like the badgers because I think of them as the A10 warthog, right? They're just workhorses. They're strong. They're durable. They're easy to fix. Uh, they're cheaper to fix, cheaper to make, but they do an amazing job once you know how to drive it. And oh yes, I water and Steenberg, water and also Harder and Steenbeck. Those are great airbrushes, I have to say. But I am a Badger guy. I stick with it because it works for me, and I can only say what works for me. When I was with Iwata for a long time, but you know what? I couldn't afford it. When the nozzle broke, it was $50, and yeah, Ken Badger's amazing. Ken S is amazing, a very good friend of mine. Can't say enough good things about him. Uh, he actually came to my house with this particular airbrush in 2018, and the rest is history, because I called him and I basically said I would love to try your airbrushes. I'm a social media guy. I have a channel. My channel was much smaller then, and he actually made a special trip to my house. I don't see anyone in Iwata making any special trips to anyone's house, especially not to my house. So that alone was like, this is a company I want to be behind, you know? And oh yes, so Andre, I am just outside of New York City, Nueva York, muy cerca. Good question. Nameless says, what am I going to do about the pillow? I'm not sure. I'm definitely going to think about it. I might do it in. I might go ahead and work on it in digital first to see how it is, to see if it works better with or without. So digital is really important to learn. That's another thing. Buy yourself a Badger, you have no more money. I mean, buy yourself an Iwata, that $500 is gone. Buy yourself a Badger, you have $350. You can get yourself a tablet, which is only like $50, a digitizing tablet. You can put more memory in your computer. You can get a better printer. So many different things you can do with that $500, and if you have it with an Iwata, with the Badger Xtreme Patriot Arrow. 149, 500, 149, 500, 149, same detail, parts are cheaper, and 500. 149, you bought yourself a digital tablet, get into digital art, you get yourself some good programs, okay, and you could boost up your computer, put some more memory in there, and a printer. So printer, memory, programs, digitizing tablet, airbrush. Airbrush, I don't know. You guys decide which is best, right? And yes, well, the thing was, Willie, Mr. Ken was in town because he was taking a plane to Germany. He was going to one of those shows, you know, those trade shows in Germany. So I think he was leaving from Newark Airport, and he actually came to my house. How cool is he, honestly? Just amazing. So I'm going to play with this in digital art, and decide what I'm going to do with the background. See, that's the beauty in digital art. You can always hit Control Z, and if it's bad, you fix it. If I go in here, and I was like, that was a mistake, I have to live with that mistake. So there's more to airbrush than just the airbrush, right? Just Iwatas and just all this. There's more to it. And oh, Nameless says he loves the sharp folds. Definitely an idea, right? And it wouldn't be difficult to do. It looks more difficult than it is, but it would be simple. I just got to make sure it would translate in a painting. That's the only thing. And so definitely. So Andre says, one day I want to go to the United States, and when I go to your house, oh, that would be fantastic. Come to my studio. Yes. That would be amazing, Andre. Definitely. So you can teach me some Portuguese. That would be great. We have a lot of really nice Portuguese restaurants here. And we're just outside of where Willie lives is Fall River, right? And in Fall River, isn't that a really huge Portuguese community, sir? And we have it here in the Ironbound section of Newark. It's all Portuguese and Brazilian. And then we have a lot of Portuguese in New York City, which is really great. So you'd feel right at home there, sir. And Wendy says, I tried tapping on my painting today, wanting it to go back before I made the mistake. So you tried tapping on your painting today. So explain tapping on your painting. I bet you have the best paella there, right, Willie? Love paella, and also really love the you know, those places where they make the Brazilian meat. Oh, it's fantastic, right? Oh, yes. Wouldn't that be great in a regular painting, right, Wendy, to just hit Control Z, right? Only if life you can do and hit Control Z. So you see as I'm going in with the medium mixture, I mean the light mixture, how slowly we're getting darker. And you know, it looks like nothing's happening, but something is happening, because when we go in with that, we go slightly darker with the medium mixture, that's when things are really going to start kicking up, you know? Let's see. So Wendy says, take two fingers and it goes back. Oh, yes. So that's with Procreate. I'm a critic guy. And Willie says, "You're making me hungry, Tim." Well, it's the best food ever. I love paella. We have a Segovia restaurant, which is Portuguese Spaniard, and I love paella marinara. Oh my goodness. It's great because during lunch, they give you a huge portion like this for like $12. I'm on a diet, so I'm trying not to think about that during lunchtime because I would be there all the time. Lunchtime, dinner time, breakfast time, in between time. It doesn't. Yes, like Procreate. That's so funny. Yes, the two fingers. So Colette is a real pro at Procreate, and so is Wendy. Both of you are amazing. I learned so much from both of you. With your digital art knowledge. Thank you for sharing always. See how things are coming together little by little. We're in no rush. You guys aren't in a rush. Tim's not in a rush. And let's see. Nameless says, "You don't want me stopping by your house? I might sign my name on all your projects. Stolen valor moment." No, I know you're joking. You know what? It's always good to admire other people's work, but always push yourself and realize that you're capable of anything, meaning that you can achieve anything as long as you give yourself time, like like a time as far as a time period, like give yourself a year to master something and then give yourself time to go ahead and do more work with that, right? Go ahead and, once you master it, then it's time to create, right? So you got to give yourself time. And remember, don't worry so much about how it costs, how much things cost. Worry about how much it's worth. So, if you have to spend money on books or go to the library, go for that. Take Tim's mentorship program, hint, hint. And, it might seem like, okay, this is money I could use for other things, but you will make money from that. You just have to give yourself time, right? Time as far as how long you're going to be pursuing it, and time about how long you're going to be doing it every day. Consistency is key, 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 right? Wendy says, "Willie, I took class with Tim, then I understood it." Thank you. And so that's fantastic. Um, oh, thank you. Oh, I appreciate that, Wendy. Wendy said she learned. Yes, we did do Procreate together, remember? We did the painting of Greta Garbo. Yes, and you did really well with that. Wendy took the ball running, took the ball and ran with it. Not took the ball running. That doesn't sound right. She took the ball running. Nope, doesn't sound right. And so we're just going to come over here. Okay, so you know what time it is now? It's water time. I'm going to have a glass of water. Well, this is not a glass. I'm going to have some water. And let's make this happen. And Brad says Tim classes have taken his art to levels would never have thought possible. Thank you, my friend. Thank you, Brad. I appreciate that. A happy student is the best advertisement, right? Definitely. I wasn't thirsty at all. I just drank a half a bottle of water in one swig. Eric says, "Would love to eventually take Tim's classes, but schedule's all over the place." Eric, that's where I come in. Oh, Brad, thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Brad is my oldest tenured student. Brad is with me going on 2.5 years, and he has been doing stuff that is completely out of this world. Just out of this world. He is working on his own, and that's what I really expect from my student. is to do projects with me, but I don't really care as much as how the projects come out with me. I don't care if the projects with me don't even come out. What matters to me is what you do outside of my class, where you take those knowledges and the fundamentals that I do teach and you apply it to your own work and take your own work to that next level. It's all about you guys, right? So that's really important. So thank you, Brad, for being my longest tenured student, and thank you so much for the support. It means everything to the channel. It helps me keep going, you know. It helps me pay for the electricity, pay for the internet, pay for my rent. I live in the most expensive place in the United States, basically, besides I'm 5 miles outside of New York City. So it really helps. And thank you for my Procreate people, those who are taking my classes, those who buy my email, those who buy uh, the airbrushes and the inks and everything. I really appreciate you guys. It means the world to me. So Eric is IT support. Already had 2 calls just during this live feed. Oh my goodness. Well, one of the great values I find uh, with me is that I see the limitations that are in workshops and classes, online classes, is that I actually work around your schedule, Eric. So, case in point, this week, one student had to couldn't make it. So what we're going to do is we're going to double up next week. So, and the thing is, I don't have a regular, well, this is my regular job, right? But I don't have a 9 to 5 or an 8 to 6 or something like that. Basically, so I could work around your schedule. And I always love working around your schedule. So think about it, Brad. It's something that you can definitely mull over. That my class is so unique because it's geared for people like me, older people who have jobs, have have things they have to do, you know, you have families. So I work around your schedule and because I know just how important it is. So keep that in back of your mind if you ever are, you know, inspired to try it for a month or something. I'd be more than happy to work with you, but you know, never any kind of never any kind of pressure, you know, like just like the live stream, everything is really laid back. It's about friends, you know. It's about hanging out and chilling, learning about art. You guys teach me so much about art and technique. I learn just as much from you all sometimes. A lot of my breakthrough techniques come from ideas that you guys give me and I'm like, "Oh my god." Really, I mean, really, the biggest breakthroughs have been coming from my students. So it's a real symbiotic relationship. I just wanted to say the word symbiotic. I have no idea what that means. No, I do know what it means. It's a real give and take, and it's really fantastic. It's an interchange of ideas. It's like a think tank as well as a class, right? So, one of the things that I'm starting to do with 2 of my students, they've been with me a year, and now we're getting a little more complicated, is we're starting to do backgrounds. So, working on backgrounds, going into digital, and kind of working on doing backgrounds that are different from the painting, superimposing them. Hey Jesus, how you doing? Where do you see Jesus? Oh, there he is. Good to see you, my friend. So glad you're here. Are Saturdays new feeds as well? Oh, I don't really do Saturdays, um, but sometimes I do. What you'll usually see on a Saturday would probably be like if I ever do a regular video like a speed painting or something like that. That's when you'll see a Saturday, you know? So great to see you, Jesus. Always a pleasure. Jesus is a new student of mine. He's amazing. He has so much information about airbrushing, and that's great because, you know, he's really hitting the ground running. It's really great to work with him. So, and we also have the Ink Flingers group. If you're not part of Ink Flingers, on Facebook. Join that. We all talk about all different techniques, but mainly about India ink and stuff like that, and exchange ideas and post each other's artwork, and that's always fantastic. So that's cool. And so it's so cool everyone is here. What a great group this is today. You know, always, it's never about the quantity, it's always about the quality. And we have the best people here today, without a doubt. Where's the camera? Best people. There we are. So that's the truth. So thank you everyone for taking time out of your week to hang out with me. I am very honored. And Jesus says Tim's classes are like Pringles chips. One is not enough. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate that. Jesus, it's just a pleasure to work with you. And I really appreciate that. And that's really cool. So Wendy says, so Tim, you got to give up sleep. Yeah, sleep is overrated. And Eric says he just sent an email, was undeliverable reply if he don't want to deal with them at the moment. Oh, undeliverable. That reminds me of the day when I would ask a girl out and I would say, hey, can I have your number? And I would usually get a number of a pizzeria. And I was like, does she work in this pizzeria? She's like, no, she doesn't work in the pizzeria. You know, she doesn't like you. So I always would get the wrong numbers. And I guess today people give the wrong email addresses, right? But back in the day, it was the wrong numbers. Did you hear my Italian accent? Hey, she no here. She no like you. So that was my Italian, terrible Italian accent. And Willie's laughing. So I got one laughter. Okay, not bad. Usually I'm the only one that laughs. So it's always good to have one person laughing with me. Usually at me, but laughing with me is inherently better. And so when you use an aggressive eraser, and oh, Wendy says, how could women miss your charm? I don't know. I think a little left to the right and above. They always miss it. Thank you for saying that, Wendy. You're sweet. I appreciate that. And accent sounds Mexican too. Hey, I love the Mexican accent. Definitely. Me encanta la lengua de Mexico. I love the Mexican accent. Blue says, you're Italian. Molto bene. Hey, molto bene. Ciao. I have a friend. His name is Carlo. And he's from Tuscany, and he took my class, and he's an amazing guy. If you ever see Carlo on Facebook, he's just amazing. What a nice guy. Willie says women don't like nice guys. Oh, yeah, I even tried being a bad guy. They didn't like that either. I'm on a roll today, you know? So, that's funny. So you guys got to remember that. That goes, see, that has to go into the book, right? So the book is, you know, in the book of Timisms, that women don't like nice guys. But I tried being a bad guy, and they didn't like that either. So that has to go in the book, right, Willie? You know, even though it has nothing to do with airbrushing, I still think it has merit. So Wendy says, yes, we do when we get hurt by the bad. Aw, well, that makes me sad. You know, I hate it when people get hurt. Yeah, people are people, right? You know, women, men, a lot of people, they just don't think about everyone and what they do, you know? And so Jesus is back. Very cool. And Nameless says, today they just give you their open Snapchat or Instagram account, the one they ignore. Hey, that's, you know, I know what that feels like. And as you can see, she's getting darker, right? She's coming together. Yes, that would be a great book, Willie. Definitely. You would have to co-author that with me. That's for sure. I think it would do really well too, because it's kind of quirky, kind of out there, you know. And let's see, Nameless says, "Oh, they shoot you down? Well, that's okay. I don't mind getting shot down. It's okay to get shot down as long as you get back up, right? And if you fall on your back, at least you can look up. And if you can look up, you can get up." That's from Les Brown. If any of you ever listen to Les Brown, he's a really great motivational speaker. So it's not how many times the women turn you down, it's the one that says, "Sure, come on over." Still waiting for her. But I know she's out there. And let's see. Uh, oh, Jesus says that it's coming along. Thank you, my friend. Little by little, we're working on texture, right? And that's our thing, just working on texture. And so now we're going, I know you came in a little bit later. So now we're doing the two airbrush method. We're at hours 6, 7, and 8. 7 and 8. And so now we're coming in with the light mixture, and we're working in tandem with the detail mixture, going back and forth. So it really works out, you know. And let's see. Definitely, Willie says I can do the artwork for the book. That sounds amazing, my friend. It really does. And let's see, we over here, and let's see, I'm going to come over here. There we go. Patty, you're going okay, Patty. I hope you have a great night. Patty does some really amazing custom painting on model trains that are just out of this world. I love the work you're doing. Thank you so much for always sharing it. Share more on Ink Flingers when you get a chance. I just love your work so much, Patty. And so thank you for spending your Wednesday with us. It means so much to me, more than you know. And like I said, we have our core people, right? You know, the ones that are, you know, the regulars, and we all look forward to seeing each other. That's what it's all about. So Steve Leahy says he needs me to get the Morgan Freeman to do. Oh, you need to get an audio book to read for the. Oh, okay. The Morgan Freeman, that would be really cool, right? He has an amazing voice. And James Earl Jones, you know, like Tim, I am your father, you know, something like that. You know, that's really cool. And Colette says, Steve, Morgan Freeman, that's cool. Yes, definitely. Audible.com, right? That's so neat. I love audible.com. So if you haven't listened to the 5 a.m. club on Audible. For those Audible people out there, for this month, get that book. Trust me, you'll love it. Okay? 5 a.m. You'll be like me. I got to get back on track of getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning. You could text me at 5 in the morning. I'll be awake because I'm going to start doing that again. Samuel L. Jackson, yes. You know, I'll take the blue pill. I don't know. Which is better, the blue or the red pill? Mark in the comments, what's better, the blue or the red pill? Would you rather stay in the Matrix with the blue pill? Or would you want to see things the way they are with the red pill? So I'm going to start out. I want to see the blue pill. I want to see things the way they are, I think. Or is it the red pill? I don't know. But I'll take the pill, the red pill. I don't want to be in the Matrix. How about you guys? So I said red pill. So who says I want to be... I know, it's kind of crappy outside in the Matrix, right? It's not exactly fun. You see that stuff they eat in the movie The Matrix. But would you rather be in a dream world and nothing really be reality and not true and take the blue pill? What do you guys think? And Willie says, I wonder how much it would cost for him to say the 1 second rule. Actually, there's this thing that celebrities do where you pay them like something like $30 to wish a happy birthday. So I wonder if we could get them to say that. Wouldn't that be great? Red pill. So Willie's like me, so definitely would live outside the matrix. Brad would be the red pill. And Wendy wants jelly beans. I like the green ones. And so that's hilarious, Wendy. That's a very good one. Wendy gets an extra credit for that. You have to give that to her. And that is so funny. So everyone would want to be outside of the matrix, uh, fighting Agent Smith, right? That's what we would be doing. So, I think those are the people that governments are afraid of, are the people who would want to, you know what is real, even if it's more painful, right? So Wendy likes all the colors. Very cool. Very diplomatic answer, Wendy. You can't like all the colors the same. You have to love one more than another. So you can't tell me you love the licorice ones, because the licorice ones don't taste too good. How about the pineapple ones, right? Those are fantastic. I like the yellow ones. Now, I know for a fact that John Payne likes the orange ones. So, John, am I right in saying that you like the orange ones? Willie says December 7th, if I'm not mistaken. I'll look into it. Yes, December 7th is my birthday. Thank you, sir, for remembering my birthday. So, Wendy, we got to talk, Wendy, because you can't like them all the same. There's no. So I was right with John Payne, the orange one. I get extra credit for that, guys. And so Wendy says you don't like the purple ones as much. Okay, we got some clarification on that. Pineapple ones are awesome, but they're not always pineapple, are they? I guess we're talking about jelly beans because Easter's coming up. I'm on a diet, but you know what? I'm going to get some jelly beans tomorrow, Wendy. You did it. I have a coupon for CVS, so I think I'm going to get some jelly beans. Not good for the dental work, but you only live once. So I'm going to take the red jelly bean tomorrow. Hey, maybe that's a good way. I could approach somebody, a girl, and a woman, I could say, hey, you want to go out for some jelly beans? I think that would get her attention, wouldn't it? Rather than saying you want to get some coffee, would you like to go out for some jelly beans? That would be a great approach. I'm using it. Plus, all you guys are free to use it if you want. But just give me credit at the end of the date, okay? And so, Marshmallow Chickies, Colette. So, Colette, those marshmallow chicks, they're really good once you get over the sugar rush. But you ever like the pink ones? Or do you really are partial to the yellow ones? Steve says he's starving. Yeah, but bad food. You're starving for bad food, like marshmallow chicks, and also I dated a girl who liked candy corn, and that's interesting. Because candy corn, when we were together, I used to eat the candy corn because, it's there and you're like, okay, I'll have some. And it wasn't too bad, just kind of waxy, right? Who out there likes candy corn? And I ask Owl Kitty, he ate both nameless. I don't know what that means. Just had Sour Patch Kids. Now that's not bad, Steve. Sour Patch Kids, those are great. I like the commercials too. They're sweet and then they're sour. So they do something nice for you and then they screw you up. And Wendy says she'll eat anything. And Blue says she likes the chocolate covered marshmallow. Oh, those are fantastic. As a kid, I can eat chocolate until the cows come home, but now if I have chocolate, I get a headache. What the hell happened? Why do I get a headache now? Oh, so Willie eats the chocolate covered marshmallows once in a while. Sweet tarts are amazing. Those are fantastic. But not the Neckos. Those are nasty. You ever have the Neckos? They're just gross. Because they taste like Mylanta. Hey kids, gather around. We're going to have some Mylanta and maybe we'll wash it down with some Pepto Bismol. That's what I think of the uh, the Neckos. Sweet tarts are amazing. They're really good, right? How about this? If you guys know this, bottle caps, bottle root beer flavored bottle cap. Is that not out of this world? You have to buy them online. The chances are you're not going to find bottle caps anymore. Yes, exactly. We should do artwork on the street with them. Am I right? The Neckos, Steve? That's just not right. That's just nasty. And nerds are nerds the sour ones. No, nerds, Colette, are the small ones, and they're kind of tart, but they're more fruity. And they're really small, so they're kind of weird. And they don't really look edible. It looks like you're having the gravel that's on the bottom of the fish tank. That's what they remind me of. So, so the nerds are basically the gravel on the bottom of the fish tank, right? Exactly. Sweet rocks. Oh, you do like them, the nerds. They are good, but pop rocks. That's just putting poison in our bodies, I think. I remember I was in fifth grade when they first came out, and all the kids were like cracking and popping and everything like that. And that didn't last. My fifth grade teacher, Mr. Seminara, was like, "All right, everyone who has those candies, put them up on my desk." So they lasted mm, about 2 days in Wilson Schools in Lodi, New Jersey, and. And Colette says in Chicago, people were throwing Necco wafers as payment at the toll. Did it work? Did the Necco wafers work? That would have been amazing and delicious, but more delicious than a quarter. That's hilarious. And Wendy says, no, they don't have any pop like the Pop Rocks. No, they don't have the pop, but they're very similar. I'm taking the aggressive eraser now, and I'm just starting to come in with more texture. And that's why when we start coming in with the light mixture, the which is darker than the detail mixture, we start seeing the value separation, and now we can get more detail and texture in the face, which is really cool. Probably wouldn't want to eat them after they got mixed with money. Yeah, that would probably be a bad idea. Like gas station sushi, right? That can't be a good idea. I did see gas station sushi not too long ago. And I'm happy to report that I did refrain from taking part in any gas station sushi, right? That would have been just decisions that you wish you could hit Control Z, right? So every time I go food shopping, and this is something I'll share with you guys, I love berries, all berries, raspberries, strawberries, blueberries, blackberries, boysenberries. I love berries, fresh berries. And every time I go food shopping, like once every 8 days, I buy all the different berries and I eat them like crazy without restraint because I live alone. My cat says nothing. She lets me do it. And I invariably end up with a stomach ache. And that's when I wish I can control Z. After I ate all those berries, I can control Z, but I can't. And if you value your health, right? No gas station sushi. Nameless says first chug a can of Coke, and then a handful of Pop Rocks, and then a pack of Mentos, and then hopefully you'll get to the hospital before you implode. Don't do that, guys. That will definitely really hurt you. So definitely don't do that. Ever. Never mix Mentos with anything except Mentos. I remember Mentos when I was a little kid, and they were only imported from Holland, and they weren't that popular. So a family friend Actually, I lived above a store, and I would go downstairs and talk to the and I was only like 5 years old. And this woman who worked there would allow me to sit and talk to her because I lived in the apartment upstairs. And I remember she used to give me Mentos. When I was a kid, I always talked to adults, so I was always like a very weird kid. I related to adults a lot better than I related to kids, and that's why I came out like I am now. Willie says, never thought about it, but is there a bad berry? Oh, I don't think so. Berries are amazing. And and then Wendy says, I used to eat Mentos and oh no. Well, things could happen, so don't do that anymore, Wendy. When you're dealing with chemical reactions in your body, it's never a good thing because we're like a chemistry set in there. We don't know what our body's going to do from one moment to the next, right? So we have to be as careful as possible. So now I'm getting variations in here, and just because I have an aggressive eraser doesn't mean I have to use it aggressively. So just like in digital art, when you use your pen with pen pressure, it has pressure sensitivity. You have a lesser application. So think of that in the real world, outside of the matrix. And doing this, you can see lighter pressure is actually giving a lighter application or lighter effectiveness of said eraser. So that's really good. And let's see, Nayla says, same here, Tim. And Nameless says, rarely had friends his age. Oh, so you, same thing. I always had older friends. Durian fruit is straight out of the pits of hell. That is really nasty. I have a video. I'm going to put a video for you guys. My family's from Ireland, so, but these people, the Irish family is not in the video. So I'm going to go ahead and quickly put in a video that I guys want you to see. And it's really funny. And it's called Irish People Try Durian Fruit. And Irish people don't mince words. And it is so hilarious. And they echo my sentiments. So this is really funny. So and so if I was to put this over here, right? So here's the video. It's really hilarious, and I'll just play some excerpts from it.
Reading food that tastes like tastes
Reading durian fruit. Sweet.
This is really funny.
And you said you're sorry for what's to come, so that's not good.
Yeah, not gonna be candy canes, is it?
Well, no, it doesn't smell like asshole. It
Smells like either rotting flesh or dead body. Definitely the best thing to have on your own. Oh, God, okay.
I thought durian fruit was the hairy fish. No? Cool.
I'm expecting some sweets that may remind you taste like ass. Tastes like ass.
So I'm just gonna
Durian
keep.
cookies, the authentic of Thai taste. They look like maggots.
They look like willies.
See, I think if we prolong open it, just keep talking about the packaging, and then we don't have to eat it all. I think this is good.
Surely, they're sold for enjoyment. Like, who would be like, you know what I'd like to do
I
today
can
is
smell them
vomit.
right now. Oh my God.
With the power of Grayskull! Oh my God!
It's shortbread. You love shortbreads. We've discussed this. You love shortbreads. It's fine. Yeah, it looks fine.
It smells like silage.
So that's basically it. So definitely watch that. And so it's Irish People Try Durian Fruit. So give that a try. And now, Jesus, have a great night, my friend. Always a pleasure. Thank you so much for hanging out. And let's talk about your makeup class, okay? Because, like I said, I always work around my student schedule. So we definitely will get you going. So sorry about the whole durian fruit thing, but I couldn't resist. It was just so funny about the durian fruit. Um, so we're just going to continue. We had a little break in the action, a little bit of a durian fruit kind of thing going on there. And let's see here. Let's see. And okay, so we're going to continue. So I'm going to move on over to the detail mixture, right? And peace out, Jesus. Always a pleasure, my friend. And so right now we're going to work on her neck because I always ignore her neck. And I don't think she's going to be liking that too much. So let's go ahead and make this happen. And let's see. So right now I'm just going to so notice with the detail mixture, I'm able to make slight micro adjustments in value, right? Oh, el placer es mío, amigo mío. And so you see that micro adjustment I can make here. So if I was to say, yeah, I can do it with the light mixture, not good. So that's why you have the 2 airbrush method when you get later in the game, because you don't want to be compensating by saying, I could do it in the light mixture when you know darn well that you can do it better in the detail mixture, you know? And so that's really, really important. So yeah, so watch that thing about durian fruit. I see them. You know, when you see the durian fruit, if you drew it at somebody, I think you would kill them. It has spikes. It looks like a medieval weapon. Like if you take a durian fruit and put that on a catapult, whatever that hits, it's dead. You know, and if it opens, they're going to smell like they're dead. So that's what's really hilarious. But you know, it's a very cultural food, and people in different cultures, they can eat it. Like, I grew up, you know, in the New York City area around a lot of Jewish people, Hasidic Jewish people, and I like pickled herring. Other people in the world are like, what in the world? It's raw fish that is soaked in pickle juice. And I love it. And my mouth waters when I think about that. Most people are like, oh, that's so disgusting, Tim. So it really is where we're from, right? Oh, yeah. So if you have a Spanish market or Hispanic market, you'll definitely see them there. No, not the Spanish market. I'm sorry, an Asian market. Those are the cultures that really love it, and the kids love it, the whole family. But that smell doesn't get to them. Us in the West are like, oh my God, you know, it's like really bad. So, so when I put that YouTube video, everyone heard it. It was pretty cool. Everybody was able to hear it. I was just testing the system as well. Durian is definitely an acquired taste and smell. Yes, that's for sure. So what is the most, okay, here's a good question. What is the most exotic fruit that you guys like? The most exotic fruit. The fruit where you normally can't get it at, let's say, your local supermarket, that you have to, it's very seasonal. What would be your most exotic fruit that you like? Now, for me, I would have to say my fruit that I like is dragon fruit. Dragon fruit and also guava. I also like guava. In Spanish, it's guayaba. So, has anyone tried dragon fruit and has anyone tried guava? I know you have. You have definitely, honey, because Blue, you are Puerto Rican, and I know you tried guayaba, especially guayaba paste. Am I right? That stuff is great on crackers with cheese. So anyone Hispanic out there, I know you guys love that. And dragon fruit. Oh, Wendy loves dragon fruit. Colette likes dragon fruit. And what about guava? Guava is incredible. Go to the Spanish section, and usually in the Goya section, look for a brick of guava paste. And so, yes, exactly. Guava and kiwi. Yes, that is great. Kiwi's amazing. A lot of people don't like the, that kind of fuzzy, kind of weird skin. I love the skin. I love kiwi fruit. A ripe kiwi is amazing. So nameless, you're Mexican, so you love guava. Oh, fantastic. That's amazing. Yes. And Blue says guava paste with salty white cheese. Yes, the queso blanco, no? The queso blanco is really good. I love that stuff. Dragon fruit tastes a lot like kiwi. Yes, and they have similar characteristics. This has been a really strange live stream, hasn't it? Not strange, I would say peculiar. In a sense, we're talking about totally random topics today. And, you know, it's kind of fun. It's kind of fun to talk about random topics every now and then. We're like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. The nameless subscriber says, used to love kiwis as a kid. Another name for it is monkey. Oh, can't say that on my live stream, but yes. Oh my goodness. That is funny. Yes, so that is hilarious. Has anyone out there tried starfruit? Don't like it. It's kind of sour. And here's one for you. We haven't talked about cake yet. That is true. All this food, all talk of this food, and not one word of cake, Willie says. Yeah, I've been on a diet since October, and I lost like 20 pounds. So I still have cake mix in my cupboard, and there's not a week goes by where I'm seconds from actually making that cake. Seconds from it, because I live alone, so that means I have no one to stop me, and the cat is not good for willpower, and so I always stop myself. I have one. Let me show you what I have in my cupboard. There's no cups in my cupboard, and let's see. So I have eggs, right? And I have yellow cake mix. Dun dun dun. That's been here since October. Look at this. I can make white blueberry. I can make wild blueberry bread. Oh my God! You mix just a little bit of applesauce with this, and some just a little bit, a couple of drops of vanilla extract in there, and a little bit of date sugar. Oh my goodness, this is out of this world. John, have a great night. Always a pleasure, my friend. Thank you so much for stopping by, sir. And I hope you get to do some artwork soon. And Willie's been on a diet since September. How is that going, Willie? And so Wendy says mix the cake mix with 1/2 cup of butter and make a crumble, and then take a can of pie cherry and oh my goodness, that sounds amazing. I'm gonna put this aside. So look at this. Dun 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 dun. It says no synthetic colors. Is that really necessary? Are we expecting synthetic colors in our cakes or anything that we're gonna eat? So that's kind of scary. So no synthetic colors. Well, that's interesting. So let's see. And who's here? Bill. Hey, what's up there, Bill? How's it going? We're just talking about food right now. We were talking about durian fruit, and then we were talking about nostalgic candy from the 70s and 80s, which is really cool. 23 pounds, just like me. I'm about 23 pounds myself, more or less, so definitely. Great job, Willie. And how do you feel physically after losing the weight? And let's see. That is so great. Steve Lee says no synthetic colors. Just don't ask how they turn it yellow. Yes, that's true. Maybe it's made out of old newspapers or something. Like the stuff that's in old newspapers that turn yellow. Oh, gotta go drop off 25. Drop off 25 pounds? Oh, so we all could use to lose a few weight. I can use a few more pounds, definitely. But at this point, I have to exercise due to COVID-19. I haven't been to the gym. And I was pretty much of a gym rat when COVID started. I was going 5 times a week. I was working out 3 times a week and swimming 2 times a week. Oh, you gained it back. Oh my goodness. That's rough. And Wendy says under 1%. Under 1% of what, Wendy? Uh, oh, that's good. Keep it up, Bill. Keep you're still at a good weight, and just you know just do what you did. You know what you got to do. And like lately, I had the COVID shot, and that screwed up my appetite, and I lost like 5 pounds, but I gained those 5 pounds back. And I ate a lot because I didn't want to lose weight that way. And now I'm going back to more strict diet. But I wanted to get those pounds I lost due to the reaction to the booster shot. Willie says, to be honest, I feel the same, but my clothes falling off of me. Yes, me too, especially my pants, right? Ugh. I'm afraid to get pants because I want to lose 10 more pounds, and I don't want my butt to disappear in my pants. So I don't want a saggy butt with the pants. So I'm kind of worrying whether or not I should buy the pants now, right now. And let's see. Wendy says they don't have the report under 1% that they add to. Oh no, that's scary. So you can put under 1% of cadmium red? That's scary. Wendy says lotion, shampoo. Oh, okay. Not in food. Okay, good. And I love the Woodpecker commercial where they said, "We have this new hair tonic. It contains a special formula, CF." And they said, "CF? What's CF?" And they go, "Chicken fat." I saw that cartoon when I was a little kid, and I still remember it as if it was yesterday. You know? Uh, that's hilarious. And food, too. That's just crazy, right? That's just out of this world. I'm back to the medium mixture and getting some of the darker areas. And right here we have some beautiful overspray right up here. And we're going to make that happen with the detail mixture. See that? I'm just going to overspray when the airbrush is great because it can get certain effects that happen in real life, and overspray sometimes is the best way to get it. And let's see, Wendy says put some CF in the airbrush. That might work as a really good kind of lubricator, right, to the airbrush. Mr. Kennedy says I'm having trouble keeping it all together, so been a lot of takeout. Oh no, takeout's no good, my friend. It's cheaper when you don't want to cook, but it's not good for you because we don't know what they're putting in there. Oh, that's right. So I understand. So you're getting it for your grandbaby. I understand, definitely. But try to get some home cooked meals in you, okay? I can't stress that enough how important that is. Airbrush chicken soup for the soul. So yes, there's CF in the ink mixtures. No, there isn't. There's no CF in the ink mixtures. That would be bad. That's the hidden recipe of the India ink mixtures. CF, imported from Weehawken, New Jersey. Nameless says, used to be his favorite weekend cartoon. Only had like 2 channels growing up. He was a poor kid and Woody Woodpecker was a special treat. Yeah, Woody Woodpecker was amazing. He would really torment people till they would have a nervous breakdown. And that's what I watched as a kid. Bugs Bunny, he would torment people until they kind of lost their mind. And that's exactly what Woody Woodpecker would do. I mean, they were troublemakers. Maybe that's why I'm kind of like mischievous. So you guys don't know my mischievous side. You only know what you guys see here. But I'm a little bit of a mischievous kind of jokester. I have a definitely less serious side to me. Doing some of these little hairs here. And got plenty of time to work on Miss Maria here. Early indoctrination. So Brad says early indoctrination. Oh, cool, you made a video. That's great there, Mr. Bill. So that's fantastic. And Wendy says we can feel the mischievous on this. It definitely is there. And it definitely comes out. So you got to blame, like, Channel 5 in New York when I would watch Woody Woodpecker at 3:30, and then at 4 I would watch Bugs Bunny. So that's basically, and plus I would, use that to torment my little sister. And that's how I actually practiced my Bugs Bunny skills. Of course, my little sister's now 40 years old. Is she 40 yet? No, she's not 40 yet. Yeah, she's 40, yeah, so definitely. So yeah, so I used to torment her like Woody Woodpecker used to torture, the alligator. You know, so that's funny. Eric says he had Woody Woodpecker, Tom and Jerry, yes, Droopy Dog, Felix the cat, and a lot of other old school. Oh, you have those tattoos. How great. What about Underdog? That would be amazing, wouldn't it? Underdog would be incredible. And yeah, I was a poor kid, so a lot of times when I was a kid, our TV was only a black and white TV, and instead of the antenna, it had a clothes hanger in it. And so yeah, I only had a few channels, but I always had Channel 5 because I always lived in the shadow of New York City as a kid, so we always had good reception. So yes, Bugs Bunny and Woody Woodpecker were my favorites, all-time favorites. Blue says it's a shame how the older cartoons have been cut. Yeah, that's ridiculous. I mean, I watched, Roadrunner, and I never dropped an anvil on anyone's head, so I don't understand. I think this whole woke generation thing, which is going on, it gets too far. And there are great things about it, but it goes too far, and then it kind of ruins the good aspects of it, right? It always happens, there's always some good things about something, and then the wrong people take it too far, and that's when things go south, right? But hopefully we'll get a nice kind of mix of tolerance and also not being so sensitive, right? A less sensitivity, more tolerance. Get that really nice soup going together. That's important. Always judge a person by their character, not by anything else, not by their appearance, not by how much money they make, just by their character. And that's what Martin said, is it's by the character and not the color of their skin or their race or their creed or their religion. I mean, that's the great thing about the airbrush community. We're from all walks of life, aren't we? Right? Isn't that amazing? And we're just, comrades in arms, right? Comrades in airbrushes. And that's just amazing. Yeah, Bill, definitely it's something that we have to definitely, always look at things and always see several sides to every story. But definitely, where there's injustice, we squash it out. I'm 100% for that. And I really makes me sad when someone gets treated unfairly just because of what, you know, just about, where someone is from or what religion there is or whatever. We got to treat everyone for who they are. And if they're a jerk, they're a jerk. You know what I mean? Or I should say, if they act like a jerk, they act like a jerk. So that's on them. So everyone should start out with a clean slate. The biggest problem I find right now is this thing about economic snobbery, and that is rough because a couple of zeros at the end of someone's bank account is wonderful. I love when people have money. They don't have to worry about money. They don't. That makes me so happy when people are financially well off. But when they look down on people who are struggling financially, then that's not good. But on the other hand, there are people who don't give people with money a chance because they're having a preconceived notion. So the whole thing of going off on this crazy soapbox is just let's all treat people for who they are and hear them out and really get to know people, and then we can say, hey, I love that person, or that person's the best, or that person's not my cup of tea or my water. That person's not my purified water, And this way, regardless of everything. And let's see what I've been missing. Got Boris Badenoff and Pepe Le Pew. Oh, Pepe Le Pew. Marvin the Martian. Daffy Duck. Those are all great. I love when Marvin the Martian wants to blow up Earth because it obstructs his view of Venus. Why is that funny to me? And so Wendy says, if you want to get depressed, go watch it. So far, depression hasn't been on. Oh, Daffy Duck was great. Willie says, same here, Wendy. Wendy says, okay, then bet I've seen it. So, what? I don't watch news. Oh, no, I try not to watch news. Once in a while, but not too often, right? Once in a while. Bill says, been running in and out of the room getting some stuff to taking care of your grandbaby. I understand, yeah. And Colette says, have a great night. Colette, have a great night. Thank you so much for hanging out. Colette is also one of my star pupils in the mentorship program. She is doing great things. She is learning so much, and I'm so proud of the work she's doing. Thank you so much, Colette. I really appreciate that, and I will see you soon on the internet. And Willie says, good night, Colette. Everyone is saying good night, Colette. You rock. And so that is great. Eric says, found Rocky and Bullwinkle on DVD for your daughter. Oh, wow. How old is your daughter, Eric? That is great. Rocky and Bullwinkle's really cool. Remember they had the Rocky and Bullwinkle movie? I think that was like 10 years ago. So I'm back with the detail mixture, and I'm going to start putting some texture. So I'm pumping that trigger. I'm about 3 inches away, and you see how I can start getting texture in her chest. See, Maria's working out. She's coming together. Who said we can't talk about cartoons and airbrush at the same time? Not I. 6 years old is a great age. So Eric, does she like to draw? I have a 6-year-old student, and she is absolutely amazing. I just enjoy having kids as students so much. And she is just such a pleasure, so funny. I mean, 6-year-olds seem to have the best sense of humor, and they're so open, right? And it's just so great. I always look forward to having a class with her all the time. And we get to do fun projects like, drawing Isabel from Encanto. Is it Encanto? Yeah, I think so. Yes, which is really a lot of fun. And we also did, who's the other guy? Bruno. We drew Bruno from Encanto, which was really a lot of fun. So we get to do cartoon characters and the Easter Bunny and stuff like that. So um, that's great. 6 years old is such a great age for kids. Oh, I love it. Love, love, love it. I love kids. Unfortunately, I didn't have any kids of my own, and I wish I did. But, you know, that's what happens sometimes. But God gives you other things. So maybe if one dream doesn't come true, He gives you another dream, right? So that's how God works. And oh, Eric says she made her give half her airbrush workbench to her. Oh, how great! Does she work side by side with you, Eric? That's amazing. Eric, you're a rich man. I think that's just out of this world. So I'm so glad you have her as a wonderful blessing. So that's great to hear. And so that's so cool. So cool. That's nice I get to know you guys and girls out there. You know? That's a good thing. That's a great thing. You know, it's not just about, talking about airbrush. Get to know you guys. And that's why I love the classes, because not only do I get to talk about stuff I love, but I get to know really great people. And you guys get to know me. And that's like a win-win situation, at least on my end. So that's amazing. Yes, so cool. Kids just love to draw. Isn't that amazing when kids just love to draw? I'm back with Mr. Light Mixture here. And you can draw with the airbrush, right? When you feel a lot more confident, you can just go ahead and draw with it. You get some really nice, beautiful hard edges and textures. And pretty soon, we're going to be coming in with the eraser again. But I want to get some of these value textures, and you see how that hand is coming out, right? It doesn't look like much, but it doesn't look like much in the photograph either. Switching again to the detail mixture, and we're going to do this value change right here. And Eric says, believe me, I know, Wendy, you got a 21. You're too young, Eric, to have a 21-year-old. That's cool. Congratulations, my friend. That is so great. So now I'm going to come here with this mid-tone value here. And you see how her face is really starting to come together, right? More detail, especially in the neck area. And then we're going to come in with some texturization. Is that a word? The texturization will commence. I don't know if that's a word, but tonight it is. And Wendy says, wow, that's a big age gap. Yes, definitely. Keep you young, right? Kids will keep you young. Eric says, built-in babysitter. Oh, but you'll have to pay that babysitter in one way or another, right? That's for sure. Kids will make sure of that. And then we're gonna start texturizing. If you don't know about this one, this is the Mono eraser, and it's by the Mono eraser is by Mono, right? Actually by Tombow, and it's the Mono Zero Round. And you see it's like a pencil. It's a very soft eraser, so you're not digging into the paper at all, and you can create really fine texture. Now with this, you're not going to see the texture, but when we do layer upon layer and keep doing this, then you get a layered texture. and then it has a real feeling of skin. Remember, it's when you get the characteristics of certain areas of the model and you put in all those characteristics and pay attention to them, that's when you have a painting with character, right? So my lips are dry today. I don't know what's going on. Okay, so we're just going to keep coming over here like this. So I don't know what's going on today, but I was very, very personal today. I don't know. But that's the great thing about live, right? Live stream. People say, Tim, why do you do live streams? And the thing is, because anything can happen during a live stream. And you know what? Live streams are real, right? And so that's the thing. It's a real experience. And I interact with you guys and girls, and I get to learn about you, answer questions, and it's great. And for those of you who are watching in the tape delay, I keep them on the tape delay because I don't want you to miss them just because you can't make the live stream. So that's why I do it. Nameless says, you texturize that texturization. That's right, with the texturizer. Hey, we have a tenderizer. Why don't we have a texturizer? So maybe that's something we should actually invent, Willie, the texturizer. That definitely is something to actually look into, the texturizer. It is now. That's right, Wendy. Wendy knows the deal. So we are at 11:21. It was a fun live stream, wasn't it, everybody? We have 9 minutes. I always give you the full 9 minutes. Why do I do that? Because I value you, and I want to give you the full value. That's why. So, you know, I appreciate everyone who comes on a Wednesday night just to hang out with little old me. COVID is, you know, during this time, it's a very lonely time. And I look forward to seeing everybody. I really do. You just don't know. If you did, you'd be like, Tim, you're kind of pathetic. You know, you look forward to that too much. But I do look forward to it a lot. It does mean a great deal to me. You know, put it in the book, right, Willie? And so that's why it's so important. And I don't take it for granted. And even when I was, remember I had 2 weeks ago? I was sick with the booster shot, and I gave you full 2 hours because it's not because of anything else. It's not some bravado or anything like that. It's because you all are worth it. And I wanted to give you the full 2 hours. That's why. And so as you see, look I'm doing. I'm drawing where you can't see where I'm drawing. So that's interesting. See, anything can happen live. Tim's live stream. He's drawing off camera, you know. So that was weird. Okay, so we're going to come here. We're just going to start doing some text. Sometimes the space is just as important as where you make your mark. So the space is sometimes just as important as where you erase or where you paint, right? So the space is sometimes just as important. But as you can see, when we're coming in here, we can really, that's why you don't worry about likeness. The likeness comes when you start putting all the pieces together. You link them up together, right? That's where it happens, you know? Thanks, Wendy. I hope you have an amazing week, too. And so we're still at the, we still got 6 minutes to go. Dun, dun, dun. So now it's texturization time. I should have that, you know, texturization time. Have big letters and everything. Maybe a special song, you know, when it's time to texturize. That should be a YouTube channel, the texturization of the airbrush. Let's see. Brad says she's really coming together quite nicely. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. And John says, you too, Wendy. Of course, that is great. Wendy's amazing. And Maria is amazing. Even though she doesn't know it, she's posing for this live stream. And little by little, reproducing her beautiful likeness. I have someone in Ink Flingers, right? And they actually did a celebrity, and that celebrity contacted them and said they loved it. That hasn't happened to me yet. I haven't had that. Willie says, good night, everyone. Mr. Willie, thank you for hanging out. I really appreciate it, my friend. It's an honor to spend a Wednesday evening with you. I hope hope you don't work too hard, my friend, and get to relax this weekend. Maybe do some airbrushing, take it easy, spend time with the fam, all that stuff. Whatever brings you joy, that's what I hope, sir. So you see how her likeness is coming together? Really slow, but you know, it's nice when it does happen, right? And you see, we're in week 4, right? Still early, but when you start seeing the likeness start to reveal, she starts to reveal herself. Wow, it really is fun. And then you're like, wow, so all that stuff of taking my time really did work. And not worrying about the likeness. Let the likeness happen like it is now. The likeness just shown up. And that's what you want the likeness to do, just to show up, right? That's important. And let's see what I'm missing. Oh, thank you so much, Mr. Steve. I hope you have a great night, sir. Thank you so much for hanging out on a Wednesday. I really appreciate it. It's an honor to spend time with you, sir. And let's see. And Mr. Eric, have a great night. Airbrush is getting sent out tomorrow with a lot of really good, interesting goodies with that. I'll send you the tracking number. So that's excellent. And so everyone is pretty much heading out. It's 11:27, but I will paint until the end. That's the kind of guy I am. All right. See, we're going to have to do some soft edges here, but that's something to look forward to. And then we're going to start getting some texturization, the texturization of Maria's hair. $11.27. Mr. John says, amazing work. She looks awesome. Thank you. I appreciate that. And Brad, you have a good night, my friend. Thank you so much for the super chat. And Blue, thank you so much for the super chat. I really appreciate that. So that's amazing, amazing, amazing. Thank you so much. 2 minutes to go. Dun, dun, dun. And just working on the, so I'm back. See how the 2 airbrush method really works? I can switch from the detail mixture to the light mixture at any time as needed. If I only had one value, I would definitely try to compensate, which isn't good. So, all right, my friends, it is 11:28, but I have to go to the bathroom. So I'm going to cut it short by 1 minute. So I hope everyone has a great night. Thank you so much for hanging with me. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. If you haven't hit the like button, hit the like button. And leave a comment. Say hi to me if you're watching this on tape. I hope you all have a great night. Thank you so much for all the time and all your attention. Bye, guys.